Welcome to the KO Boxing Show. Big show tonight in the studio. The Lord of the Ring, Howard Lee. We're going to have the Manny Pacquiao interview. We're going to have highlights from Malvern Town, Bob Rose Cup Night, Manny Vlamis and Kashif Mumtaz. Back with Howard Lee. Back with the Lord of the Ring, Howard Lee. Howard, as we say...
Double respect, Pete. That's your expression. You created that, coined that expression. Welcome back from overseas, Pete.
Yeah, no, it's been a good trip overseas and... yeah, good to be back in Melbourne, Howard, and good to get back with the boxing.
Boxing in Australia. But Pete, tell us, you're an international traveller in boxing terms and travel terms. Where have you been recently, Peter?
In Manila, interviewed Manny Pacquiao in Cebu.
Yeah.
Attended a show in Cebu.
You've met him several times over the journey, haven't you?
That was the 5th time I've interviewed him.
Yeah.
I first met him in Los Angeles in 2003.
Yep.
Just before the Barrera fight. So,
oh, right.
Yeah, look, he's a decent guy, and he's got a lot on his plate these days with being a politician and boxer, but he seems to mix things in and he seems to get the job done.
What's his next fight, Pete? You confirmed it when you sent me an email.
Jan Manuel Marquez. He's fighting Marquez again, the man that fought Katsidis and knocked out Katsidis. And it's a super fight, Howard. That's November 12 at the MGM Grand, and they're both going to be pretty serious to win. Pacquiao's on 25 million guaranteed, and Marquez is on 5 million guaranteed. I think Pacquiao's getting a slice of the pay-per-view.
Is he?
So is Marquez. I think Pacquiao gets a $5 every pay-per-view hit, and Marquez gets $2.
Well, why such a discrepancy in the purses?
Because Pacquiao's a draw.
Is he? Marquez wouldn't draw?
No. Oh. No. So...
Yeah, he's a slashing fighter. He got off the canvas and didn't he? Mauled Katsidis.
But I mean, Mayweather's fighting Victor Ortiz too, coming up, and that's an interesting one. But look, it's setting up for the super fight with Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Will it come to pass, Peter? It's been in the wind for 2-3 years now. Will it come to pass?
Well, Pacquiao confirmed it when I interviewed him.
Good.
So they're aiming for May next year.
Yes.
So that'll be a big one, Howard.
It will. Well, how old will Mayweather be now, Pete?
He's 34 and Pacquiao's 32.
Oh, well, they're in the peak of their careers.
So they've got to do it now.
They've got to do it now. And what will that generate, Pete? What sort of money involved there?
65 million each guaranteed.
Is it 65 million?
Each, up to 75 million guaranteed, and a slice of the pay-per-view sales. They could both walk away with 100 million each.
Gosh, massive, isn't it? Massive, massive. Now, Pete, on the domestic scene, you've matched two really good fighters coming up in the next show. Manny Vlamis, after his wild and woolly battle with Kashif Mumtaz at Malvern, there was plenty of sparks flew that night, and Joel Two Guns Casey, who's on a roll.
Yeah. I mean, Manny Vlamis, he was a new Bob Rose Cup winner. They normally go on to do good things, Bob Rose Cup winners. Look, he's a tough fighter, isn't he?
He's a good young man, isn't he? Let's be honest.
He's just no nonsense. He gets the job done. And look, the same with Joel Casey. You can't meet a better boxing person than Joel Casey. I mean, he gets in there, enjoys the experience, he's respectful to people, and they both give 100%.
Well, he's a Queenslander. He moved to Melbourne, but did he go back to Queensland temporarily, Joel Casey?
No, he's originally from Queensland, moved to Melbourne, and since he's moved to Melbourne, he's stayed under Charlie Liparotta.
Yes.
And Charlie promotes him and manages him and trains him and does the whole thing. And they're a pretty good team, Howard.
Yep. I've tested you before, but you know where Manny comes from. What's his country town again, Pete?
Yay.
Well, you mentioned it in the world of boxing and the current issue, but...
he's a Yay boy.
Yeah, he is. Boy. And Manny's prepared to rough them up if they take him on, which Mumtaz did, the Kiwi, at Malvern on your show, Pete. It was a real war for sure. He's prepared to answer back, Manny.
Oh, he is. That's his nature. I mean, he's
Brian Levere's got him. He is the raging bull, the pit bull. Pit bulls bite people, Pete.
Yeah.
Manny doesn't exactly bite you.
Yeah. Let's go on to the Danny Green and Antonio Tarver. Now it's been released that Green might be fighting Tarver in America. Howard, how do you see that fight?
Well, I knew I had in my heart that Green wouldn't quit boxing. Redemption's a word, but who would sort of who would promote that sort of fight, Pete? Tarver, would he draw in America, Tarver?
Well, what I think Green would... So Green he's got the first option on Tarver.
Oh, is he right?
So when they drew the contracts up, it was on the proviso that if Green does lose, he gets the first option on Tarver. Yeah. And look, to do it in America, I know what Green's doing. He'll take all the pay-per-view sales in Australia.
Oh, I see.
And get a purse. And the pay-per-view sales will be massive here.
Would they?
To watch a replay with Antonio Tarver and Green. To watch a rematch.
Yeah. Well, draw a line in the sand, Pete. Could he beat Tarver the second time around? Because Barry Michael and Brian Butler, two good boxing men, you know, world champ Barry Michael, they believed in advance, having talked to Tarver and Jimmy Williams, his coach, that he was really on. He really came here to win. In Sydney, came to win.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't think Danny Green will get stopped this time.
Right.
And I don't think he's going to get hurt as badly as he did.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a closer fight.
Right.
But saying that, I don't think he can beat Tarver. But look, it's interesting. But the fact is, it's in America. So,
yes.
I mean, you said that you felt that Green didn't make as much money on that last promotion,
that's what I
being
understand,
a promoter,
yeah.
and that there was a lot of pressure on him to make money.
Correct.
And now going over to America and not having the pressure of being a promoter, and just concentrating on fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, it might take a lot of weight off his shoulders, Howard.
It could do, Pete. How long do you see him in boxing? Another 3 or 4 years? Yeah, that's what he plans to.
No, he's rising 39 now.
Yes,
he's getting to 39. I mean, he'd probably want to be out by 40.
Yeah, well, he said 42, 40. He said.
Well, that's. I mean, look, Mundine's got a world title fight coming up against Alvarez, interim WBA.
Though, he's fought for a lot of interim fight titles.
But that qualifies you for a world title these days. So he's fighting Alvarez in late September in Sydney.
Yeah.
That's
and then
the
Trout,
brother of...
Where would he fight Trout then?
El Canelo Alvarez, Saul Alvarez's brother.
Yeah. Where would he fight Trout?
Well, at least
WBA.
he gets the interim title and he's mandatory for his number one contender. And look, we know that Trout's a good fighter because we saw Trout beat Alvarez, and it's really a step-up fight for Anthony Mundine.
Yeah, it is, Pete. Well, he's what, 36, 35? He plans to go to 42 as well. Sam Solomon wants to fight on his early 40s.
But look, with age now and what
catch
I mean,
with you.
No, with vitamins and proper diet now, and
Danny Green's
people are 40's a new 30 and what have you. I mean, in the old days, once you were past 35, in sport in general, it was basically done. I mean, Bernard Hopkins is still boxing at 46.
True.
And being competitive.
Yeah, true.
The fact that he's at the world stage. So age isn't really a factor. It's hard
age
now.
shall not weary them.
I mean, in AFL football, they just throw them out as soon as they're over 30. It's different.
They do, absolutely.
But that's week in, week out, crash and bash.
Yes, that's true.
Boxers only fight 2 or 3 times a year.
That's right.
At that top level.
Yeah, that's very true. So Danny Green, Anthony Mundine still in the ballpark for World Championship fights.
And Katsidis, I mean, he had a good win. He's looking to fight Morales, apparently.
Yeah, where would that be held, though, Pete?
It'd have to be in America, wouldn't it?
America, yeah.
But
it's good to have him back in Australia. Now, Billy Dibbs defending his IBF Featherweight Championship coming up in a few months, is he?
Yeah, in Sydney.
Yeah.
In Sydney. So, I mean, that'll be another good fight.
Yeah. So Australia's really on the map in terms... But Billy Dibbs is a much younger man, and so is Daniel Gill too. Although what age Daniel be? Late 20s?
Yeah. But look, boxing's looking good, Howard.
Yep, good on you, Pete.
Thanks for coming
Keep punching.
in, Howard.
What's your expression, Pete?
Double respect. The Bob Rose Cup is an annual event, and this year for 2011 it was fought between Manny Vlamas and Kassiv Mumtaz. This fight had fireworks, it had everything. Let's go straight to the action.
The Bob Rose Cup, Manny Vlamas taking on Kassiv Mumtaz. It's 8 by 3 minute rounds, and on the line is the Victorian light heavyweight title. Vlamas in the black trunks, the great pit bull with the yellow trim. Kashi with the flag of Pakistan and the flag of New Zealand on his shorts in the royal blue with white trim. Manny Vlamas, Patrick, 29 years of age, 11 fights, 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 5 KOs. Inside the distance, so he has got a knockout punch, Manny Vlamas. And there's some history between these two. Manny Vlamas and Kassiv Mumtaz have fought before. Vlamas' third fight, and Kassiv Mumtaz actually scored an upset. So Vlamas tonight looking for revenge. Vlamas, the great pit bull, fighting out of Brian Levere's gym, and he's from Yea in the Goulburn Valley, and he trains out at Lilydale. Kassiv Mumtaz's last fight, he stopped Les Sharrington, number 4 in the world. He's known to ham it up a bit when he gets hit. He's known to play up. Beautiful left hook. Tremendous left hook there by the pit bull, finding his range early on in this opening round.
Kassiv Mumtaz is a bit of a hot and cold fighter. You don't know which fighter's going to turn up. He can bang, and he's got a good straight right. Manny Vlamas looking very, very strong in the first exchanges.
fights 8-2, and in the fight he did lose, he had Johannes Metapunga, the Australian champion, in trouble. So Manny Vlamus is building a good career here so far.
Beautiful left hook from the counter punch of Vlamus. He means business, does the great Pitbull. Some unfinished business with Kashif Mumtaz.
Vlamus, we've seen historically, likes to go to the body. He's got a good array of punches. Mumtaz clowning. I think gloves down now. Trying to invite Manny in. Vlamus already at 10 fights as a seasoned campaigner. He's not going to fall for that. As he winds up, Kashi gets in there and smothers.
A recipe for disaster. The showboating of Mumtaz if he gets an overhand right from the great Pitbull.
What we do have is a difference in activity. Kashif Mumtaz has fought 33 fights in the past 4 years, and the Pitbull's fought twice in the past 2 years. A great body shot. Kashif Mumtaz learning. Play to the whistle, or to the referee's instructions.
Shrug of the shoulders by Mumtaz. Both fighters touch gloves. Great sportsmanship.
That is Kashif Mumtaz money punch, the straight right down the middle. That's the one that stopped Les Sherrington in the first round of that boil over. Manny Vlamus, very powerful left. Big rough first round. Big crowd contingent here supporting Manny, the Pitbull Vlamus. This is Kashif Mumtaz. I had Vlamus round one quite convincingly, Troy.
Yeah, I'm with you, Patrick, and just for the viewers at home, the Pitbull in the black with the yellow piping, Mumtaz, the blue shorts with the black and white piping. Mumtaz became airborne.
Pitbull in a show of strength. He's not going to be bullied by Kashif Mumtaz. He wants to rough it up. The Pitbull's very strong himself.
The Bob Rose Cup up for grabs in a tremendous attendance by some AFL and VFL stars tonight. Des Tuddenham, Peter McKenna, Renee King, Dane Swan, triple premiership player from the Brisbane Lions, Chris Johnson, and Roy Ramsey, former North Melbourne and Essendon backman.
The crowd appreciating some of Kashif Mumtaz's antics. He likes to pull faces and play around. He's in with a serious opponent here in the Pitbull, Manny Vlamus. Left hook there by Vlamus. Crowd appreciates on and lands again. Kashif comes and roughs him up and turns his back. Kashif goes down, is pulled up by the referee. Manny Vlamus has been deducted a point.
You certainly won't, Patrick. This fight, well, it's living up to all it was going to be. As Vlamus,
it's tumble, it's bizarre. As Mumtaz comes back into the fray as well. And referee Wayne Ashdown wrestles the two apart.
There's plenty of wiggle in this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Mumtaz up against Vlamus.
Kashif Mumtaz seems to have composed himself.
Wayne Ashdown, he's got his hands full in there, Patrick.
Kashif Mumtaz using some good lateral movement. Probably in his interest not to continue to come and exchange Manny Vlamus. He does have some good skills he can use from the outside. He's got a good jab, as does Vlamus. It's degenerating into a bit of a wrestling match.
Vlamus tends to do his best work on the inside. He likes to operate on the rib cage and the bread basket. Mumtaz goading him, showboating again.
And he does have good skills, but he needs to keep his hands up. Stay on the game. We have seen Kashif Mumtaz does have power, and he can do it early or later in the fight. His right hand from Vlamus. Wayne Ashdown pulls the fight of Kashif Mumtaz.
A deduction of 1 point from Mumtaz as Wayne Ashdown laying down the law.
Kashif Mumtaz is arguing with random members of the crowd, and that's not going to done. He's in a prize fight here. Both fighters losing a point in that last round.
Plenty of spice in this fight. Manny Vlamus up against Kashif Mumtaz. These guys have history, and isn't it showing?
Both fighters have been stopped, so they both have enough power to stop this. How would you score that last round, Troy?
Yeah, look, I had Vlamus in front. I've got him in front to date. I think he's thrown the cleaner punches, more combinations.
And they've both lost a point, so it's even. It looks like it's settling down to a bit more of a
his money tonight as he separates Mumtaz and Lamas.
Mumtaz seems to be getting injured in a number of different ways. When he does settle down to actually throw some punches, so he's doing some reasonable work. He's still not over. Manny Vlamas is standing over. He's landed a big shot on Kashif Mumtaz. Wayne Ashdown orders him back to the corner. Ashdown brings Kashif Mumtaz into the centre ring. And that may have changed the course of the fight. Kashif really tasting Manny Vlamas' power. Pitbull with a huge left hook.
It's a real brawl. If you wanted a technical fight, well, hey, you haven't got it. But if you want action aplenty, here it is, as Lamas unloads with a left hook.
Lamas loving the inside stuff as well. And he will not allow Kashif Mumtaz to bully him. Kashif complaining to the ref again. Wayne Ashdown's not going to help you. He's got to face Manny Vlamas in there.
Oh, big right hand there by Vlamas.
And Kashif Mumtaz showing a huge chin, absorbing those shots from Manny Vlamas. You can feel those from here.
He's got a titanium chin as Mumtaz.
Manny Vlamas doesn't look like he's missed a beat with his inactivity over the last couple of years. Took a break for the game. He's picked up from where he's left off. Round 4, it's the Victorian light heavyweight title on the line, and what a fantastic fight this has been so far. Manny Vlamas, the stronger of the two fighters in the first 3 rounds, but Kashif Mumtaz fighting a very eclectic, unconventional fight, but he's still there and he's still throwing through it.
Absolutely, Patrick, it's had it all. It's been an entertainment spectacular today. This fight between Mumtaz and Vlamas for the Bob Rose Cup, a high-stakes fight. Proudly brought to you by Ultratune, the boys at Ultratune doing wonderful work in the with the boxing community. Sean Buckley and Norm George of Giorgio's.
And also the team at Orchid Inn Hotel Resort in Angeles City in the Philippines. Say hello to Kevin Walkie when you're up there, and that's the Orchid Inn Hotel Resort. Thanks for supporting the game. And Manny Vlamas launches into Kashif Mumtaz here in the 4th round and pulls him up against the ropes. Kashif now has pulled his back and he's hitting the referee away. Looks like he's quitting. Wayne Ashdown has called the fight off. Kashif Mumtaz.
Your new Victorian light heavyweight champion, the Great Pitbull, Manny
Back with 10-time world champion, 8th division world champion, Manny the Pac-Man Pacquiao. Welcome to the KO Boxing Show.
Hello, hi.
Manny, we've interviewed you many times. You've now shot past greatness. You're a successful politician, and you're making a lot of inroads here in the Philippines with your political push.
Yes, and I just want to help people.
Manny, let's go into that. You know, a lot of people are saying that when you turn over 40 years of age, you're going to be the next president of the Philippines. How do you feel about that?
No, I'm not thinking about that, about the next position. I'm just focused and concentrating my position right now as a congressman and what I can help them.
Manny, you were recently in Sydney, Australia. What did you like about Sydney?
Oh, Sydney, Australia is a very nice place, and it's good to relax there. And people there are very nice and very friendly.
What about the accent? Like, "G'day, mate." Did you get a lot of that?
Yes, good day, Mike. And how are you today?
How are you today? All right, Manny, you got Marquez in November. He's been your bogey man. He's the closest guy, really, that's come to giving you trouble. How's your training been? When do you start training? It's going to be a hard fight, isn't it?
So, yeah, it's a hard fight, but I have to train hard for this fight, and I think we've been fighting 2 times with Marquez, so I know his style, and I will study his style.
Okay. What do you expect from Marquez? Do you expect him to counter-punch you?
Well, I expect him best Marquez on that night, and he will train hard for this fight, so I will prepare for that.
Okay, Manny, just a few key questions because you know you're very, very busy here. Boxing, how long do you plan to keep doing this sport? Because it's a vigorous sport and you've got politics, you've got kids, there's other things in your life now. How long do you feel you can keep doing this, really the most brutalist sport in the world?
Actually, right now, you know, I'm not going to stay long in boxing. In a couple fights in, I will stop boxing and focus on to serve people. Okay. Obviously, the main fight the whole world wants to see is Floyd Mayweather. Are we ever going to see this fight? There's a big possibility by next year between me and Mayweather. The fight will be post-draw. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year you could be fighting Floyd Mayweather. Would that excite you more than anything in the whole world to fight Floyd Mayweather? Because you know, you pound your gloves together, you're a fighter, Manny, and you know he's the guy that's going to separate you from greatness. And we know every time there's a big challenge, you did it with De La Hoya, you did it with Cotto, you did it with Hatton, you do it with Marquez, you do it with everyone, Barrera, Morales. Is he the one that you want that can actually be the crown on top of the cap?
Actually, you know, I'm satisfied with all my achievements in boxing. In boxing and in if you fight me, I'm okay. I'm ready to fight. And if not, nothing to worry because you know, I mean, I don't really need him in my career.
All right, Manny, one last question. What's been your greatest moment in the sport of boxing? When have you been the happiest inside the ring when you thought, what was your favourite moment? What world title? What was the moment?
The moment when I fought Oscar De La Hoya because I was De La Hoya on that time he's a big favourite and I was underdog.
Is it true your first fight you were that light, 98 pounds at 16 years of age, you put lead in your shorts to make 105 minimum weight?
I'm sorry?
When you were your first fight at 16, you were that light, you had to put weights in your pants to come in at 105. Is that true?
Yes.
Wow, there's a fighter. Young kids out there, if you want to be like Manny Pacquiao, this guy put lead in his pants to fight, and that's what a fighter does. Manny, you're a class act.
Thank you.
You're not only you're the pound-for-pound king, but you're the people's champion. Thanks for being on the KO Boxing Show.
Thank you very much, and to all the viewers, thanks.
Wrapping up the KO Boxing Show. Wasn't that a big show? Next week, a mysterious guest in the studio. So till next week, keep punching.